I would describe myself as witty, funny, smart, and I don't know, talented, and just learning. I'll just describe myself as a soul that continues to learn and figure themselves out. And yeah, I would say it's R&B. It's an R&B foundation, like it's based R&B, but it's soul, it's pop, it's funk, it's rock, it's hip hop at times. I mean, I kind of like just intertwine every genre, except I've done country stuff, but it's not out. But intertwining a bunch of genres into my favorite genre, which is R&B, where I stem from. It's like, I was just laughing with this with my friend, his name's Zach, because I've been on like some dating apps lately, and they kind of suck. But it's just like every time I meet someone, they're like, you remind, or like they'll be like, you kind of remind me of Prince. You kind of remind me. So I took a screenshot and sent it to my group chat. And I'm like, look, it's the Prince thing all the time. And they're like, at this point, it's getting tired. I'll go to the airport. I'm wearing a hoodie and like not this. I don't look like this when I'm like traveling. And then I'll just be wearing a hoodie with a hat on and glasses and be like, the person that works on the airplane is like, oh, you remind me of Prince. I didn't speak. I didn't even do anything. So I as much as I think it's a beautiful comparison, and I had to tap into his artistry as I've been compared to him for the last 5 years of my career. I had to tap in more into his thing because I didn't really grow up with him. It's a different generation than me. But obviously I grew up knowing who he was. But yeah, he's an amazing artist, and I wouldn't pick any other person to be compared to. He's so talented. I'm so thankful. When it comes to comparisons to alt artists, I guess, I don't think it hurts. I think everybody has their own kind of thing they have going on and what makes them unique. I know I do, so I can't speak for anyone else, but I know I'm very confident in what I bring to the table, not only externally, but internally, and what my talents are. So I don't think it hurts. It's all about the people and the people, what they gravitate to, and yeah, it's just being yourself. Being yourself shouldn't hurt. So if you're just gonna be you, and you ask me, do you think it hurts my, career, or like in a way where it's like hurts growth, I guess, and I'm like, if that's the case, then that's what it's gonna be, because I'm not gonna be anything other than myself. So I do consider my albums to be somewhat of a trilogy. They all start with S, but they're all completely different. So that's the only thing that I think is the bridge between that, is the S's, but yeah. I think Sugar is different from Sassy, with it being a bit more dark and a bit more retro sounding, and also just having like a more of a storyline, and I mean, I wouldn't say like Sassy is not conceptual, because it is, but it had more of a storyline, and then Sassy is a little bit more showing myself in a different light, as far as just having fun and trying new sounds and being like more of myself, who I am on an everyday basis, with the combined Kyle Dion aura. And then how they both can differ from SOULAR. I think SOULAR is the most real album I've ever dropped. It's more of me having to deal with a lot of things in my personal life and who I've grown to be. So, and then conceptually turning that into like karmic lessons, and turning it a little bit left as well, like same kind of like going back with Sugar, but it's more real, it's more personable, and Sugar was a made up concept. I've learned that I need to have my boundaries, and I need to put myself first before I help others. And I think that my soul has trouble with that, like a lot of lives, and I definitely went through trouble with that in this life. But I would say that I'm learning that, and I'm no longer living in that way where I put myself first, and I have a lot of boundaries and expectations, and just I'm aware of who I let around my energy. I think because I'm just a happy, up-tempo person at heart, regardless of what I go through and what I've been through. So I always wanted to embody that. I think that, I'm always gonna be a funny, up-tempo, upbeat kind of guy, no matter what I go through. So I wanted to embed that into the album, even though it was so real and personable. But it does get real more, I would say, on the second half of it. But I wanted to, bring the album in with a bang. I also usually start my albums with like an up-tempo song just to get people's attention. But for this one, I wanted to start it off really slow. And that's where I used the sonics of my harmonies and would sit tight and kind of gave them a little bit of just mellow kind of vibe with like lyrics that are really meaningful to me. I started working on it 2024, I would say October. Yeah, and it released in May. So it was a very quick turnaround. For me, at least. Some people just drop albums all the time now. But for me, it was the quickest turnaround that I've ever done with an album, and I just wanted to get it out. Something in me was like calling for it to come out in the summer, and I wanted to follow that feelings. I think what made me feel it needed to come out in the summer was just the energy that was surrounding it. I was going through some like dark stuff, and I was like, I'm so excited to like, I want to put this out in the summer, and I want to like have fun and jam out, and also I'll be so detached from all the darkness 7 months from now. So I want something that I can go back to and jam out to, and then also be like, oh, like, yeah, I don't really feel that much anymore, but like it's real, it's human, So I don't know, I'm more like a energy person at this point in my life, more like energy and just radiating like good vibes. What you give off is what you get back. So that's what I'm more about now these days. I don't know. I feel like If My Jeans Could Talk, we dropped it last 2024, and again, I'm like flushing out albums and projects, which I'm not usually used to. I usually like to sit and live a little bit and then make the best product. But this one just felt natural, and I was just like, well, at this point in my life, like, I'm just gonna make some good music and write about the stuff that I've been going through and just put it out there and see if it, attaches to anyone and see if it resonates. So that's it. It wasn't really like oh my God, I need to drop an album right now. It was more just like, I feel like I wouldn't even necessarily say that I had a moment where I said I need to start making an album. It kind of just all happened naturally, Yeah. That's so funny. If I could go back and talk to my 16-year-old self, I was actually on the way here driving. My mom was like, we were having a conversation. She was like telling about all the stuff that I'm going through right now, and like, just mom and son talk. And she was like, you are going to have the best month. You're gonna have an amazing month. Look at how great you are, and think of that 15-year-old little boy Kyle who's so proud of you right now, and just like so thankful that you kept going. Like, you're gonna do these. I have these. This big thing coming up in the next couple of weeks, and that's like always been a dream of mine as a kid to like be involved in. So it's like basically her telling me to like not steal that shine from my little inner child and kind of just live in the moment, because everything's just always gonna work out. So that's what I would say to my little guy. Yeah, it's all gonna work out. Yeah. Joy in the midst of healing and survival. It means, I think it's important, but it's also important to feel sad when you're healing. It's also important to feel every emotion when you're healing. Because it's not human to just be joyful all the time, especially in the conditions that we live in socially. But we definitely, I feel, are like flat-based. We're supposed to be happy all the time, mostly. But, it doesn't work out that way all the time. So how you heal from, a lot of things is you feel every emotion and let it in and let it out. And joy is a lot. It means so much to me, and happiness and positive vibes, and it's a beautiful thing. But every emotion is beautiful as well. It makes you human, I guess. Yeah. What does a date with Kyle Dion look like? I definitely like a dinner and drinks. I'm not like the coffee. I don't like coffee. I think I was like, well, are we trying to be like homies? Are we trying to be friends? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think when I'm pursuing someone, I want to go and have a drink and like talk over like a nice meal and like have a romantic setting, kind of like dim lights and kind of vibe. Yeah, I'm more like that. Because LA is my biggest market. I put on my story, like I was like, only my friends could see, it's like a separate page, but I put like, it's hard for me to date in these things because I've constantly been like meeting people and they're like, Kyle Dion? Or they'll be like, oh my God, like I swear, I have so many screenshots, I'm like, I'm out. Like I want to meet someone that like doesn't know my music and is being in this environment where like, you know, this is my core, I've been here for 10 years and, you know, at least I'm like noticed at least once every day when I go somewhere, it's like, that's very public. So out in LA at least. So when I'm trying to date in LA, it's kind of weird. So like everybody's like, some people know my music and they're like, Kyle Dion, Kyle Dion. And I was like, oh, there was someone recited my lyric the other day when I was talking to them. I was like, I'm out. Like, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. I'm sorry. I want to be, I'll be your friend, but like, it's just, it's weird. I just want to meet someone as Kyle, you know? Get to know Kyle, you know? I mean, it's hard to tour these days, especially, you know, if you're not fucking Beyonce. You know, it's like, it's a lot of financial strain. It's a lot of, you know, organizing, you know, there's a lot of things that you have to do to make sure that that your tour runs smoothly. And the way I perform, I'm very grandiose. I love to perform. That's the main reason why I continue to even do this. It's just to be on stage. That's where I've always loved and where I've always felt comfortable, even more so than the studio. So the way I do it is I want like a big band and I want this and I want that. And like when I get those big stages, I know I'm gonna go crazy. But until then, you know, I have to kind of like scale back and make it all make sense and just kind of know that the essence of why people are coming is just for me and my voice, and that's more than enough, and it will just get bigger. So, I mean, what is underrated? Let's get the definition. Like, what is that? Because that's used a lot. I think, well, because of the artist that I am, I've always felt like there wasn't any kind of thing to, like commonality to kind of grab onto of who this person is, other than if you want to say like Prince or some people like whatever, you know, like they kind of compare me to like the greats, which I'm so honored for. But I've never had like this kind of like cosign in a way from any artist because I don't really feel like I fit under their like umbrella of what they would have, you know, like so it's always been kind of a challenge for me to kind of fit somewhere to make noise. And I feel like I kind of grab from every single fandom or every single like artist that does different genres and that would like my music. It's not just solely an R&B crowd. It's not just, you know, solely the artsy, you know, black kids, the hipsters. It's not just, it's like everything. It's not just the gays, it's the girls, and it's everything, you know? So it's kind of hard for me to grab all those people and put them under my umbrella at times. But I do believe that because I have that appeal, that one day soon that it's gonna make it all make sense. And that's just worldwide appeal. That's just superstardom, you know? That's why I'm here, and I don't need to rush anything that's already mine. So that's it. I will be in the conversations, and I am sometimes.